We're here at AMF Oakridge Lanes in San Jose, California for this exciting event. These are some of the top female bowlers in the Bay Area we have today. I am Kirk Anderson.
And I'm Russell Desai.
And the first match today will feature the third-seeded Shannon Reyes versus the second-seeded Maxine Clyburn. And the winner of that match today will meet our top seed, Cindy Prindiville. We'll be back. We'll return to our coverage in just a moment. Welcome back to our first match here between Shannon Reyes and Maxine Clyburn. Our two women bowlers today bowled 6 games of qualifying and then moved on to 6 games of match play to get here today. Shannon's up with her first shot.
Oh!
Tough break to begin the match.
Woo.
As a right-handed bowler, I know how she feels. It's a tough break, especially to begin a big match.
On the other hand, it's an easy spare, so she's happy to have just the 8 pin to pick up.
That's true. It's always good to get off to a good start.
Oh.
Just probably a little bit of nervousness.
Shannon's a very fiery competitor, and I'm sure she knows the importance of that spare. See how she reacts to it when she comes up next.
I'm sure she'll be ready. She's been on the telecast before, and she's had experience.
Former champion.
In big matches. Maxine Clyburn here, up for her first shot. Looks good.
Good opening shot.
There's a strike. All right. Maxine Clyburn is from Daly City. She's 39 years of age and has been bowling for 20 years. She has a high game of 300 and a high series of 765. In league play, she has an average of 203, which is very good. Some of her personal accomplishments I'll mention in just a second here. She's up for her second shot of the match.
A methodical bowler.
Oh, just a little bit high. She'll go back and get prepared to cover up the spare. She has 3 300 games, which is very, very good. She's also a member of the Team USA State finalist. Actually, in the tournament, she was a finalist in the Team USA. And she was also Western Region TNBA Bill Rodman champion of 1997.
These women are bowling for $225, the top spot. Second place will get 150 and third 100. Ooh, not exactly a spare clinic here tonight.
Lane 3 looks like it'll be a little bit challenging today.
These women aren't switching to plastic balls, which you normally see them do on 7s and 10s, so you gotta think that they should consider switching on combination spares as well.
Here goes Shannon. Very nice
shot.
recovery.
It's always nice to bounce back like that.
Especially after a tough break.
And seeing Maxine miss her spare probably lifted Shannon's spirits a bit. She knew she was back in the match.
Yes. Still 8 frames to go. Plenty of time for anything to happen. Oh, cool. Good couple of frames there for Shannon Reyes. It's a nice Sunday afternoon here in San Jose. Even though we're in the bowling center, still a very nice day. September the 24th of 2000. Here goes Maxine. Trying to bounce back after that difficult open. She got a break after that, going a little bit high.
3-pin.
3-pin. Should be an easy spare.
Watch Maxine. She's very methodical, and every shot she follows her routine. She uses the towel, the rosin bag, sets her feet. She's doing right now. Puts her hand in the ball. She gets her arm loose.
That's very interesting for you to note that.
Thank you, Kirk.
I'm sure it's a very important part of her game, and for any bowler's game, to get in a good rhythm.
That's right.
Be able to throw a good, consistent shot every time she goes out on the lane.
She has all bases covered every single shot because she follows her routine every single time. Checking her stance. Setting up. Crouching. Loose. Ooh. Tough break.
Well, it says some of Maxine's goals here are to shoot an 800 series. And like as I mentioned previously, her high series of 765, she's gotten pretty close to that. Sure, she's trying to do good at the tournament here today. Tough cover. Looks.
Ooh, gave it a ride.
She gave it a good chance there, which is important to do early in the match. And here we have Shannon Reyes again. She's from San Jose. She's 25 years of age, has been bowling for 8 years. She's a teacher for her regular job. Bowling, of course, always secondary.
Shannon clearly missed the pocket there. She's lucky to leave something that's makeable.
Yes. And let's see here. She's a All-American at San Jose State in 1996, so she definitely is got a lot of accomplishments under her belt. Ooh, got a break.
Good break.
You gotta have some luck in the matches here in bowling because, you know, you usually can't have a perfect game every time out.
Well, the two bowlers, Shannon's definitely had more experience, especially on this TV format. But for some reason, I feel that Maxine is actually a little bit more comfortable because she does have a routine that she repeats every single time, no matter if she's on TV or she's just bowling in practice. She relies on that routine. Good shot by Shannon.
Shannon ahead here at the early stages of the match through 5 frames. She's working on a strike. And through 4 frames, she's at 75. Maxine through 4 frames is at 54, working off of an open here, going on the 5th frame. Looks like she changed balls there, Rusty.
Yeah, I believe that was a complete chaos there.
Trying something different.
Going to the particle ball.
She's falling behind early in the match here.
Customer service, I have
Would like to try to do something
Customer service, I
to
have
bring herself back in.
38.
Still plenty of time. Good cover on the spare. And I'd like to take this opportunity right now to thank some of our sponsors today. We've got Bowler's Paradise here. Lee Sears runs the shop down there at Bowler's Paradise in San Jose. And I'll get to a couple of others here in a second.
Oh, it's an extreme chaos. I'm sorry. Maxine's showing an extreme chaos.
Customer service, I have dead ball 4142. Customer service dead ball by 4142.
Oh.
Good shot there. Caught a break to kick out the 10 pin. Leave only the 7.
Right now, Maxine's ball isn't driving through the pocket, and she's trailing.
Cancel that deadwood call, thank you. Dead ball call.
Also sponsoring today's show is Reyes and Kretzer's one-stop bowling shop, located here in Oakridge. Shannon's husband Tony runs that pro shop, along with Brian Kretzer.
Maxine on the spare.
You see that? The 8 pin was the last pin to fall there. The same 8 pin she left in the first frame.
Yes.
Her ball is driving a little bit too hard right now. That steep angle that she's playing. Shannon's throwing the same ball that she threw last week in a racer.
Solid concentration.
Very determined.
And another nice shot.
Bringing it home.
3 in a row now. Maxine now up here in the 7th frame, trying to get something going. Only 4 more frames left.
It's getting late.
Still very focused.
Good shot.
Very important strike. She needs to set herself up late in the match here. She knows in the game of bowling, anything can happen. And she's trying to finish with the best possible game she can come out with. Hoping that she might catch a break from Shannon.
Looks good.
Yes.
Ooh.
Again, the 8 pin.
Wow.
Late to go down.
These are two very impressive bowlers.
Yeah, 6 games of qualifying earlier today, along with 6 games of match play. So the bowlers have already bowled 12 games today. They took the top 3. Shannon here up in the 8th frame, leaves the 4 pin.
She didn't come out of that one very cleanly.
Shannon here, her high game of 279 and an average of 200. Goes for her spare. We should also note that Shannon is married to PBA bowler Tony Reyes, who had Russick mentioned earlier, owns the pro shop here at AMF Oakridge Lanes in San Jose.
That's right.
A little bit soft there, leaves the 7.
Also sponsoring today's show is the bowling store owned and operated by Alex Romanowski. It's located in Santa Clara, Active West Moonlight Lanes. Actually, not Active West now, West. It's owned by AMF.
AMF, I believe, yes.
Change management.
Shannon with a very important spare. Does not want to make any mistakes late here in the match with Maxine working on a double.
Maxine's charging hard.
Shannon, if she strikes out, possibility of a 223. Maxine, possible 213. Could force Shannon to show it big time in the 10th frame.
She needs this one.
Vince, would you come to the reception desk, please, Vince?
Came up a bit hard. Leaves the forfeit.
She went for it. It's the mark of a good bowler. When there's a pressure situation, they usually tend to go high and not light, because they don't want to leave anything to chance. Gotta admire that.
Please walk, don't run, safety rule, safety issue, thanks.
On the spare.
Maxine now up in the 10th frame.
All that Maxine can hope for now is a big mistake by Shannon.
And like I said in bowling, you never know.
So true.
She needs to strike. She has the first one.
She's not giving up.
Looks good.
Oh.
Same thing that had happened to
Seen that
Shannon.
before.
Same thing that had happened to Shannon in the very first frame of this match.
And with that, Shannon's won this match. It's already been decided.
Yes, it has. Shannon already, even if she gutters twice in the 10th frame, will have a 183.
And the best that Maxine can get with this spare is 182.
Very tough competitor, though, Maxine. Has a lot to be proud of today.
It's a well-bowled match.
Shannon now, here in the 10th frame, can possibly try something different, see for next match. Lining herself up. Still looks very strong though.
Donating plaques today was Ed Bordes. Thank you, Ed.
Thanks, Ed. One more shot here in the 10th. Again, trips out the 4-pin.
And now that the match is over, Shannon makes it look easy. Do you think Shannon's sending a message to Cindy here?
She very well could be. Intimidation is a very important part of bowling. Trying to put pressure on the other bowler. Oh, Shannon finishes up with a 219. Maxine, of course, with the 182. So Shannon will move on to our championship match. So please stay tuned. We will be right back to the women's championship match. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lee Sears, here at Bowler's Paradise in San Jose, California, and today we're going to talk about taking care of your equipment and the surface of your bowling balls. One thing about it is when you throw a ball and you've got maybe 100 games on it, they start to get pretty tracked out and they start looking pretty dingy and beat up. This also doesn't just look bad, it makes for inconsistent ball reaction. What you would like to do is bring it into your local pro shop, preferably here, and you want to get it resurfaced. And what happens when you resurface it is it takes off a little bit of the outer shell, so it gives you a nice clean surface for the ball to roll on again. Another thing that happens with the equipment is the newer technology, the cover stocks of the bowling balls, they soak up oil. And when it soaks up oil, it gets in the pores and it gets saturated. Therefore, when it gets down to the back end of the lane, it doesn't grab the lane like it was when it was new. Another process we do for ball care is called rejuvenation. That's a process where we put it into a little incubator type machine, and it heats it up, and we wipe it off probably about every 4 or 5 minutes, get the oil out. Sometimes the process takes about 4 or 5 hours to do, but it makes for a great ball. Makes the ball react a ton better after it's done. And now I'm going to take you back, and we're going to go into the shop here, and we're going to have you take a look at some of the processes we do to get the balls resurfaced and rejuvenated and back to almost like new condition. Okay, this here is our Haas resurfacing machine. It's got diamond wheels on it, so it evenly cuts the cover stock down all the way around. Just put this on here, and lay it down like that. Put water on it, don't make too much noise. That there takes about half hour, 45 minutes, depending on how bad the ball is tracked out. It's making kind of bad noise right now, so we'll take it off because we have this tape going. But you can see how everything moves around, it's pretty even, and it cuts the ball down evenly. Sometimes you can get a ball out of round if somebody's not doing it right and they try and do it with a spinner. After it gets cut down like that, we take it off. We come over here, and depending on what type of ball it is, we can use sandpaper to smooth the shell back out to get it back up to the shiny condition where it is. Or some of the newer cover stocks, they have a new type material that they use on it, mostly Brunswick balls, etc. Then we get to the ball, and we get it up, and we sand it up, and we shine it, or whatever the customer wants. Some people like it dull, some people like it shiny. You can have a difference on what type of ball reaction you want just by changing the surface of the ball. Now after it comes in, he comes through here, the rejuvenation process I was talking about a little earlier. There's one in here right now. We'll pull this out. As you can see, it's pretty shiny because there's a little bit of oil on there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of it off and we'll let you see how much oil is really on this ball. We wipe the oil off here, as you can tell. This thing's pretty soaked up. You're going to edit this, right? Yeah. You really can't see it on there, but there's some yellow stuff on here. That's the oil being taken off of the ball. What the chemical does, it breaks the oil down and takes it right off for you, so you don't have to sit there. If you try to do this at home, you really wouldn't be getting it off too well. And then what we do is we put it back in here. Like I said, it takes about a couple hour process to go through here. You never want to get the balls too hot because they can separate and crack. So doing it in an oven at home is really not a great idea. This thing right here never really gets over 100 and something degrees. Ovens, people put them up to 350 and they'll break the ball, and they come in here and they have to replace it. Well, that's basically it today. I showed a little bit on resurfacing, a little bit on rejuvenation. It's a good idea to take good care of your equipment, keep them clean, make sure you get them resurfaced when you can. When the track gets really bad, get the oil taken out of about every 100, 150 games. Out on tour, most things out on tour with the tour, national tour stops and the PBA bowlers, they usually get rid of a ball after about 80 to 90 games because they don't want to really take care of it. So they get rid of it and they just grab a new one. But now, living in today's economy, you got to take care of your equipment, get everything resurfaced, rejuvenated, and it'll last a lot longer for you. So from Bowler's Paradise in San Jose, this is Lee Sears saying thank you for your time and good luck bowling.
Hi, I'm Tony Reyes from Reyes & Kreitzer's one-stop bowling shop here at Oakridge Lanes in San Jose, California. And just doing a little ball demonstration on talking about the surface. Just trying to help you out. I'm sure you guys see out there when you get a new bowling ball, it's either really polished or some bowling balls that you see are like come out dull, like the 600 or 400 finish on them, sandpaper finish. So here just to kind of explain a little things like when you need to maybe have a little surface or when you want to clean the balls up or when you need to get a little polish on them. So I'll go ahead and start off with the first ball right here. This ball is Pantera right here, as you can probably see. It'll come factory finish right around 400, and you'll pretty much not need to worry about it getting down the lane. It's gonna get a really big hook the way it is right out of the box, and it'll give you a really strong reaction. Having dull texture on the ball will allow your ball to get into a roll really quickly and lay off a little bit more in the back ends. You'll grab the lane, so if you're seeing your ball skid down the lane and it's making it turn too late, or you're leaving maybe some 7 pins or some 10 pins, that's a possibility from your ball skidding down the lane too much. What I would recommend, maybe getting a little bit of surface on it, or cleaning up the balls a little bit, or maybe putting like around 600 surface on it. Not quite as much as the Pantera here, but a 600 wet sand will really kind of get the ball on the right surface, will get your ball on a roll, and will allow the ball to break consistently through the break point, hit the 7 pins and 10 pins, the pins that you're leaving a little bit. So the ball right here, we have a 600 finish. Pretty much what I recommend on most balls, where they really won't hook a lot and they won't die out. 600 factory finish is pretty good. 600 wet sand really gets the ball cleaned up, and it gets it in a nice dull texture. There's another type of finish. If you're really having a struggle and your ball's really skidding down the lane and you already have some, maybe a 600 or 400 finish already, you could even go with a 220 finish. And this one, you really see the lines. The lines really get in, really are visible within the bowling ball. And what they do, really, it'll get your ball really into a strong roll. I wouldn't really recommend this too much, just because the way when it gets in. By the time it hits the pocket, the ball's already burned up all the energy on the cover stock, the way the surface is, and it doesn't have any hitting power. So I would recommend something around a 600 or 400 finish, really depending on the person. Opposite from the dull texture finish is a shiny texture. To get this desired thing, let's say your ball, you've been bowling with it for a while, you're wondering when you want to get it, polished up or whatever. Maybe also you're leaving, as like I said, maybe your ball's coming in too high or it's dying out too much. So what you want to do is put a little bit of shine on it. There's a couple different shines. Your Pro Shop operator pretty much has a standard shine, but they also come in different kind of degrees. There's lower degrees, like I believe 320. There's like 400, 600 degree finish for polishing. There's even like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. The higher the polish is, the more shinier and the more tackier the ball will get. So what I have here are like 2 different types. One's like a Storm Extra Shine. That's basically like your basic shine on the ball. You get the ball basically like this. Get it really shiny, pretty decently shine. But if you're looking at something a little bit extra, a little bit more juice, so this is a new product right here, Gym Dex here. This ball, it's a little bit extra shine. It'll get the ball a little bit more length and a little bit more pop in the back end. I would recommend go ahead and take a peek at your bowling balls, and if you see a track start developing, right in the middle of all the shine, if you see a track start developing, I would say go ahead and bring it into your local pro shop and have them polish it up for you. What this will do, it'll get the ball nice and clean down the lane. It won't pick up. It won't be inconsistent at times because the track is very visible when you have a track and you have your ball polished. The track is very visible, and it's a lot more inconsistency. So when you have all polish all around it, one consistent flow, your ball will be able to read a lot more consistent. You get a lot more strikes consistently as well. So that's pretty much about it. A little bit on the sanding part, on the texture. There's different types of patterns on sandpaper. You could go, you can sand the ball with the grain on the top with your track, with your ball track. You can sand it ball with it, which is really side to side from your grip, or you can sand it on top and bottom from your grip, or you can sand it top and back. The other one is top and bottom, which is my favorite because what it does, it goes against the grain, kind of like the Vortex 2 here. You sand the ball up here, and you sand the ball down again at the bottom, and what's really doing, it's going against your ball track right here, and it's even more friction that you're getting allowed. So you're getting a lot more friction when you're on top and bottom. Pretty much I recommend that you're sanding a ball because you get as much as you can. You start with 600, then you need more, you go 400. So that's pretty much about it. Hopefully you have some good luck and get some good strikes, and see you later on next month. Take care.
Okay, we're back here at AMF Oakridge Lanes in San Jose. We are now proud to feature our championship match in the women's division.
Give them a round of applause.
Championship match in the women's division will feature our top seed, Cindy Prindiville, today, facing Shannon Reyes, who of course defeated Maxine Clyburn, I'm sorry, 219 to 182 in our first match of the stepladder.
Here's our first look at Cindy. Looks like she's throwing a power ball.
Opts to go first. Good solid shot for her first shot of the day, of the match. Cindy, of course, from Antioch, California. She's 28 years of age. She's been bowling for 7 years. Has a high game, 279, and a high series of 735, averaging a 189 in league play.
I don't know, that 189 sounds a little low to me.
Yeah, she does look very impressive, like she would be a lot higher than that. Covers up her spare in the first frame. Shannon Reyes now getting ready for her first shot.
In the 12 games of the tournament, Cindy led the tournament, averaging 217.5, so that 189, come on, Cindy. Are you bagging?
We weren't supposed to let her secret out.
It's out of the bag, so to speak. Okay, Shannon starts with a split.
Tough break, but it's only the first frame. Plenty of time to recover.
If you recall, last match you started with an open, so it's definitely something to overcome.
Yes, that's true. Of course, leaving the solid 8-pin and then missing that to the left. Okay. Gets
Okay,
8
shaky
pins.
start.
Of course, the championship match. Probably a little bit of nervousness in there.
Definitely.
How much money is on the line again, Russick?
First place women's match is $225 and second place is $150. So a $75 difference, which believe me is substantial at this level.
Every bit helps. Very good second shot. Way to come through after that.
What the viewers at home don't see is that we actually take a break from the second match before we go into the championship match. So there's not a big advantage for Shannon having bowled on this pair already, like you might assume.
It's very important to note because Shannon, of course, has been sitting for a little while now. Cindy up for her second shot.
Ooh.
A little bit light, leaves the bucket and the 7-pin.
That's not an easy spare.
Cindy's looking for a job in the training or marketing position. Anybody out there has any leads? They have a very impressive bowler. She was an all-California Collegiate Japan team in 1996. Also bowled for Cal Poly for 2 years. Bowled for San Jose State a year later.
Oh. That's tough. We saw the same thing in that first match. Shannon opens.
And her opponent opened in the second frame.
That's right. Just can't afford to do that.
Capitalize on your opponent's mistakes.
The caliber of these bowlers is just too high to make mistakes like that. We'll see if she can overcome it.
Of course, one of Cindy's goals is to bowl better under pressure. So maybe her first opportunity on television here today. Good opportunity to get better at it.
This is Cindy's third telecast, so she had plenty of opportunity to experience pressure.
That'll definitely help. Kicking out the 4-9. Relieve some of that tension. Wow. The ball driving into the pocket there, light. Still kicking out the 5-pin.
That's the Moses strike right there. Parting of the white pins.
You said it, Russick.
I sure did.
Shannon's husband, Tony, of course, looking on this match, wishing his wife well.
Oh.
Leaves a 10-pin.
A shaking 10-pin.
It's always important to cover those up, not let it affect your game.
Interesting bowling ball right there.
Yes. It's a bowling pin inside for the core. Plastic ball, of course. Used for covering up spares, throwing the ball straight. Cindy would like to make a special note, say hello to all the students at Santa Clara High School. So hello. Hope you're watching her and rooting for her. And coming through with a double.
Cindy looks comfortable.
She's calmed down a little bit since the first frame. Or that opened in the second frame. She, of course, leading the tournament most of all of today, qualifying and match play. So would definitely like to finish it off with a victory.
Good form.
A little bit light again, leaves the bucket.
Cindy's ball isn't finishing like it should. You see a big difference between the men and the women in that the men can hit light like that and still carry. The women just can't. In general. It's a product of their release.
Of course, that happens to you a lot too.
Only on my bad days.
Only on the bad days. Of course, those are very rare, right?
Only once a week, Sundays.
Shannon now up here, 5th frame. Still a very close match. A little bit high.
You saw Shannon asking for the ball to fade there.
Leaving the 3-6 to try to cover up.
Michael West, customer service, Michael West. I need bumpers on 46, please.
Notice she didn't use her plastic ball to cover that spare up. Elected to hook at it a little bit.
Looks like she felt a little more comfortable with the trajectory that her strike ball gave her. It's always risky though. Those reactive balls move a lot more when you don't expect them to. Good knee bend. Gets him to go.
10 in the pit.
Proceeds from this tournament help fund the 2001 SJSU Spartan bowling team. And as a Spartan, Kirk and I really appreciate that.
Very much. Looking forward to our upcoming season. A lot of promise. Many new good players joining our team.
That's right.
Cindy leaving the 4-pin there.
You know, it's really tough to say who's going to win this match because no one's really taking it. Seems like it's more like a, I'll wait and see what you do. And well, there you go. The first one to make a mistake loses. And it looks like it's going to be Cindy.
We'll see if she can bounce back. Very important on the next shot to make a statement that she doesn't want to be out of this match.
We're seeing a very conservative assault by both players. And, well, Cindy just didn't execute there.
Leaving the 10-pin.
That's not going to help.
She's trying to justify the 189 average, perhaps. The lanes, of course, probably are very, very challenging at this point, being bowled on all day. Covers up the 10-pin. Her performance today was very impressive, though. Like Russick had mentioned previously, averaging 217.
That's right.
For 12 games.
You know, in match play, it's important to know that the women didn't touch this side of the house, so in a sense, this shot is totally foreign to them. Especially to Cindy, who didn't bowl in the first match.
Maybe Shannon with a little bit of an advantage there. You see Cindy in the background.
You can only hope for a mistake at this point from Shannon.
Shannon very experienced. Very good shot.
Shannon looks ready to win her second title.
In the background there, you can see Sherry Tomisaka, the women's
soon
coach.
to be Sherry Wong.
That's true. Congratulations to Sherry and Lindsay Wong, both coaches for the San Jose State Spartans. We wish them the best of luck.
Sure do.
Ooh, Shannon with another strike.
Putting her foot down.
Trying to take this match early, finish it off. No pressure at the end. Cindy needs to do something here.
Specifically, she needs to strike.
Looks good. Comes through.
Well, there's a glimmer of hope there.
Doesn't want to be out of this match quite yet. The employees here at AMF Oakridge Lanes putting on a good tournament today. Helping run the tournament.
Including SJSU bowler Vin Do, good friend of ours.
Working the desk.
He's an accomplished Pokemon player. Or so I've been told.
No first-hand experience there. And rips the rack.
Cindy says, take that.
We'll see how Shannon responds. Of course, any of you women bowlers out there who are attending San Jose State or hoping to soon attend San Jose State, the women's team looking for some bowlers. A little bit short-handed this season.
We're also looking bowlers for our tournament next season. So if you think you can beat Shannon or Cindy,
oh,
come prove it. I would want to bowl against Shannon or Cindy. Fiery competitors.
They're both very, very tough. Shannon, of course, would like to cover her spare here to not put any more pressure on herself in the 10th frame.
Looks good.
Yes. Very fortunate not to leave the 310 there. The best that Cindy can shoot is a 207. So Shannon here needs to mark in the 10th frame
to shut Cindy out.
Determination. And there it is.
And that seals it, folks.
All of it seals it. Just a couple pins, I believe. But we all know that Shannon will have no problems keeping the ball in the lane.
Well, she has 2 chances to knock down 4 pins, I believe.
4 pins.
So, I can put my money on that.
Be a very safe bet.
If I had any money, that is.
It's hard. It's a hard life being a bowler. Bowling so many tournaments costs a lot of money. That does it there for Shannon. She is our winner.
Well, it does cost a lot of money, but when you bowl as well as Shannon, you go home with a lot of money. That's $225 for first place.
And of course, other money that she has earned throughout the day for high game blocks, pots, side brackets.
That's right.
They had it all.
And Cindy's a winner here today, too. She goes home with $150 per second.
Yes.
Plus those side pots, which she did enter.
And she didn't win most of those. She was probably the highest money maker of the day, despite losing this match. Of course, doing so well in the match play and the qualifying, averaging 217. Would like to finish out strong here. Maybe warn all those other female bowlers out there. Next match, she'll be right back there again, ready to take on the next challenger.
I wouldn't doubt it. So Cindy had a rough championship match, but we saw her bowl well all day long. Second place is nothing to sneeze at.
Excuse me. All right, finishes with a 194. Once again, Shannon, the winner of our women's match here at AMF Oakridge Lanes in San Jose. This is Kirk Anderson, along with my partner here, Russick. You got any?
So long, folks.
So long. Have a great day. Good luck. Good bowling to all you young bowlers out there.